Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is the Minister Marquise L. Kimball coming to you live. And I do want to give you guys some evidence of what we're dealing with State Farm, because these violations have been continuously disregarded and ignored. And we have clear-cut evidence of the violations of our rights and the laws that protect and govern insurance policies and procedures. So if you'll stay with me here, I'm going to pull up an under oath question that was presented to a third party in regards to our insurance claim. And I want to explain and show to you what this third party said under oath, sworn under oath. And this is continuously disregarded by State Farm. So let me share my screen here with you guys, and I should be able to pull up exactly what I want you guys to see. What we have here is a request for admissions. What this is a discovery questionnaire that was presented to a third party who happened to be our previous landlord, who also was named in a legal lawsuit that we filed in Fulton County courts in regards to our property that remained on the premises that we never got returned to us. Request for admissions. Please admit or deny that you, Deborah McSurley, had communication with defendant Jeff Lambert regarding 108 South Main Street, Swanton, Ohio, 43558. Answer. She admits, I returned a call to Jeff Lambert because I thought he was an interested buyer or tenant. My question is why is our insurance agent contacting our previous landlord for any reason concerning our property? Please admit or deny that you, Deborah McSurley, had communication with defendant Jeff Lambert regarding the events that transpired at 108 South Main Street, Swanton, Ohio on January 18th. Answer. Admit. He contacted my brother, who passed his information on to me. Again, why is Jeff Lambert, our former agent, contacting McSurley's brother in regards to our policy? Please admit or deny that you, Deborah McSurley, had communication with the defendant Jeff Lambert regarding claim number 35-29N7-27R. Answer. Admit. I contacted Jeff Lambert about the status of the claim, and he referred me to the corporate office. So why is she contacting anybody about the status of anything? Because she was not authorized on our policy whatsoever and should not have been talking to anybody at State Farm regarding our claim. He did not have the claim number, nor did I. Please admit or deny that defendant Jeff Lambert indicated to you, Deborah McSurley, that claim number 3529N727R was going to be denied by defendant State Farm Fire Casualty. She says denied. Please admit or deny that defendant Jeff Lambert indicated to you, Deborah McSurley, that plaintiff Marquise Kimball was the cause of the events that occurred at 108 South Main Street, Swanton, Ohio, 43558 on January 18, 2022. She says denies. Please admit or deny that defendant Jeff Lambert indicated to you, Deborah McSurley, that plaintiff Marquise Kimball had previously committed insurance fraud. She denies that. Now pay attention to number 7 here. This is what I need the Ohio Department of Insurance to take a look at, because this is continuously disregarded by State Farm Fire Casualty and their attorney, Lori Thompson's office. Please admit or deny that you, Deborah McSorley, were given notice that on or about August 16, 2022, claim number 35-29N7-27R had been denied. Answer, admit. I contacted State Farm's corporate office. They advised me I was not a named insured and that the claim had been denied. So this is where State Farm broke the privacy laws. She is not listed on our policy, nor was she part of our corporation, part of our corporate office. She had no business knowing anything about our claim and knowing that it was denied before any person at our corporation knew. This is where our rights were completely violated. And State Farm thinks that this is something that we're just going to let them get away with. We're not going to let them get away with this. This is a violation of our rights, and you will be held accountable. Thank you. Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is the Minister Marquise L. Kimball coming to you live again, and I'm going to go ahead and take you through the exact violations that were committed by State Farm Fire and Casualty and how they have literally violated our rights as a corporation, as an African-American minority-owned corporation, the HCV Distribution Corporation. I'm going to take you through several different instances where they broke the laws concerning insurance policies and procedures, and I'm going to share with you the evidence that we have supported them with that they continually disregard and ignore. There are several different things that happen throughout the whole process of us losing our business. As you can see behind me, this was one of the things that happened to our business, but the reality is law enforcement was notified at 6:45 a.m. Now here's the problem. Our business was located 0.2 miles from law enforcement. However, they did not show up to the disturbance that destroyed our business until over an hour after being notified. None of this was ever brought up. State Farm did not follow up with any questions as to why the police were late, why it took them so long to respond. The State Farm never followed up with any of the other businesses located around our business, including the mayor's office, who I had a direct connection with, and shared the information with the State Farm Fire and Casualty, the conversations between me and the mayor, direct conversations, yet they never did reach out to the mayor to take any statements, questions, or anything regarding this break-in that happened, destroying our business, which was resulted from a hate crime. They never did contact my former employer, who I was the finance manager for over 7 years, located about 6 miles from our former business. The reason that I have suspicions that my former employer had something to do with this business being broken into and destroyed, because they called me this past year impersonating the Swanton department, and there was nothing done about it. There was no kind of questions from State Farm. There was no kind of statements taken from State Farm regarding McNeil Chevrolet or any of the businesses located around us. Not only that, they published defamatory, derogatory statements about my appearance. They also decided to publish that I was, they allege and falsely accused me as being responsible for the crime that destroyed my business, although the police were an hour late. They disclosed policy information to a third party who is not listed on our insurance policy and had no authorization from us to have any conversation with it. Our claim or the denial of our claim. So many laws. be some different videos, and I'm going to share my screen with you here. And the first thing I want to do is I want to talk about the very first thing that was a violation to my rights. As you can see here, this is where State Farm gave their answer as to why they were denying my claim. They put in here wrongfully and falsely that acting alone or in conclusion with the others. So they basically put down as the reasons as to why they denied my claim. Their reason that they put down is Mr. Kimball concealed and misrepresented his financial condition prior to the loss. Now let's talk about this. First of all, I am only an officer of the corporation, okay? The corporation has been registered with the state of Ohio. We have literally officers, partners, and other people that are partnered with our corporation. So my personal finances had nothing to do with this insurance claim for our corporation. However, this is the first thing that State Farm says. The second thing they say is Mr. Kimball misrepresented that he was current on his business and land contract payments. All of these things is all based upon Mr. Kimball. They never contacted any of my partners. I had a wife. They never contacted any of the shareholders, and that is a violation of the Ohio laws governing insurance. You cannot conduct an insurance investigation and not contact all of the parties of the person that the policyholder. You can't do that. That's ridiculous. So you're going to sit here and base everything that you're saying after making us wait an entire year and some change. We waited over a year, and you based everything that you wanted to say about me. But the biggest thing that I have is the fact that they're putting in here that I was responsible for the crime that was against my business. Now, I want you to understand, I'm 40 years old. I'm a registered minister. I'm also a notary. I've never been in trouble in my life, and I do not practice life that way, or else I would not have been able to make it as the finance manager at McNeil Chevrolet, let alone open my own business out there. But they can publish these false allegations about me without any evidence, and that's okay. You cannot. You defamed my character. You defamed my professional name and career, and you will be held accountable for this. You are blaming me for something I had nothing to do with, and you know that the police were late. Why did you question the police, and why is this all based upon me when we have a corporation, the HCV Distribution Corporation, which is made up of multiple people, entities, and partners? I don't understand how this is okay. So that's the first thing that they did to seriously violate our rights. Now let me show you the second thing that they did. Let me see here. We gave them suspects, potential people that could be responsible for the crime as we were required by law. I mean, the law requires that if there's any suspects that you can potentially, that could be responsible that you think of, you're supposed to turn that information into the insurance company, which we did. We turned in a person by the name of Alonzo John Stewart. We turned in a person by the name of Mike Wells. Now, I want you to understand, State Farm did not conduct a full investigation into Mike Wells. Now, I want you to first understand that it was McNeil Chevrolet who told me that it would be best, I better make sure I report Mike Wells to State Farm, because in their words, it would be just like him to call somebody to do this that works for one of his apartments. That's what McNeil's told me. So then I give this information to you guys, and State Farm does nothing but call his wife and ask his wife where his whereabouts were the day of the incident. Now, come on, are you kidding me? Now, they told me they couldn't ask my wife to verify if I was in the bed with her that morning when the store was broken into. They could not use her verification to verify that with me, but yet you tell me that you're asking Mike Wells' wife. And now I want you to also remember Mike Wells harassed our store every single day. We reported it to the police. Nothing was done about it. And yet this is the only form of investigation. And they did not even reach out to this Alonzo guy. And he literally stole my sister's vehicle and had a reported police report in Lucas County. State Farm never contacted him, never questioned him, never took any statements from him. Again, violating the complete laws governing our rights and insurance policies. In this same statement, this is where State Farm literally publishes derogatory, defamatory things, statements about my appearance. They go, Plaintiff Kimball was subject to an examination under oath lasting over 6 hours on March 23rd. Yes, they took me through a 6-hour questioning, and I sat through it. Plaintiff offered direct access to their internal sales and accounting system Square, but defendant refused. They refused to take it because they couldn't understand it. So they said they had to hire an outside accountant who documented that he couldn't understand our accounting system. And that's our fault? I mean, this is all ridiculous when you look at this. State Farm published about me was that I showed up wearing a blue suit with a loud tie, was very braggadocious, with excessive amount of jewelry. Now, once again, this is a violation of our rights concerning insurance policies. My personal appearance had nothing to do with the determination of our claim. And I am not even the person that's listed. I'm not even the listed policyholder. The policy was held by the corporation, but yet State Farm published these negative, horrible things about me to paint a negative picture about me to justify their wrongful denial of insurance. It gets worse than that. So then State Farm continues to violate our rights by publishing the false statements, but then they turned around and also shared our information with a third party. And we have the proof of this. We have literally the evidence of where they shared our information with a third party that we never, ever authorized. And so I want you guys to see this, because you must see where they actually disclosed our information to a third party. Right here, clear as day. Number 7, please admit or deny. Let's see here. Please admit or deny that you, Deborah McSorley, were given notice that on or about August 16, 2022, claim number 3529 N7 had been denied. Now, August 16, 2022, the incident that destroyed our business happened all the way in January. And understand that all of the property that we have evidence of that we still had in our possession on the premises, McSorley stole all of that information, stole all of those that property from us, and while we were still under policy with insurance with State Farm, and still going through their baseless investigation, and they still have not even covered that. But this is where the law was broken. Admit, I contacted State Farm's corporate office, and they advised me that I was not a named insured and that the claim had been denied. She says this under oath. This is a complete violation of privacy laws. How can she have that information about our claim and we didn't even have it? How is it that it took us a year to get an answer on whether our claim was going to be covered or not, and yet she gets the answer over the phone and she's not even on our policy? State Farm, this is wrong. You cannot do this. This is against privacy laws, and we're going to continue with the Ohio Department of Insurance until you're held accountable for this. You cannot walk away from this. And so now I'm going to share with you where she admits on where she was told information that she shouldn't have. Check this out.
He was Marquisa's agent, and he had gone to the property.
You're lying.
But the claim did not go to him, is my understanding.
But that still doesn't explain the call to Robin.
I don't know why he called him.
So State Farm insurance agents calling Robin McSorley and calling all these people about our policy.
As owners.
Okay, you're unaware of what information that member would be requested
What
by
you
the
have
viewer.
you let into the position? You
He just
scam.
confirmed that I was the trustee. That was all he said to me.
Love my agent.
And then I know there was a claim, and I said yes. Or there was a break-in. It wasn't a claim at that time. Did I know there was a break-in? And I said yes, I did.
So now that's the first one. Now I want you guys to see the other one here. where she once again admits all of the people that she talked to about our money.
And Jeff Lambert, the mayor, and the chief of police. Is that a correct classification of what you said?
Yes, since you said to me that I did my fault, I didn't know anything. Which one I was talking about. Leave a message at your, did I leave a message at your office?
Evidence of
You did.
lying.
Okay, so then you were included.
So, of these individuals named, who did you speak with about other things?
I did not specifically ask that because I wouldn't even have known to ask that question. So I believe that, and as I said before, it was probably that I spoke to or the mayor. One of those people said something to me.
Right. She's
But it certainly wasn't
all raises. It's only
anyone else that I spoke to.
entire case.
Right, there's some classifications. You said, pretty much, you stated you were going to a court hearing, correct?
Well, you can see that on the email that you, yes.
Okay. But that was in the
So the reality of it is State Farm violated our rights on so many different levels, and they have to be held accountable. They cannot disclose information. They should have conducted a full, thorough, impartial investigation, which should have included statements being taken, interviews being taken, anything else regarding businesses around us. My former business, if you're going to sit here and tell me you're investigating me, then you should have contacted my former employer. The reality of it is State Farm broke so many laws, and this has went on and on and on. And our number one concern is they're waiting for the statute of limitations to expire. And we are going to stay on this until they are held accountable so that that does not happen. We are not going to take our foot off the pedal. They broke these laws. They will be held accountable. And I want to thank you guys for all of your support. Continue to like, share, comment. And don't forget to subscribe. Please share this information with someone else because State Farm is not going to get away with this. And you better make sure you know your rights whenever you allow someone to claim that they're going to be your insurance protector. But yet when the first time you need to make a claim because of something, they incriminate you and falsely accuse you, then make excuses and commit bad faith practices and unfair deceptive practices and defame your character and racial discrimination and everything else. And it's on paper, evidence to support every single one of our claims. And they continue to disregard these violations. I am the Minister Emil Kimball. It is always my pleasure. Until next time, be blessed on purpose.